Hello, everyone. So, today we're going to be talking about Aaron Carter, and this is going to be my remote viewing session results, part one on Aaron Carter. Now, this one is extremely troublesome and was for me, as well as is describing it. I wanted to target in this remote viewing session what was the cause of Aaron's passing. And when I went into this session, I was shown that the the paranoia that Aaron felt constantly throughout his life started at an extremely young age, probably about the time that he was put in front of the world. And for a lot of people out there, they say the age you get famous at is the age you stay at. It's kind of an interesting quote, but nonetheless, during this remote viewing session, I was able to see that the paranoia over a course of time provoked thinking, speaking, and believing it into reality. Now, for everybody that has followed Aaron Carter, we know he was found, I'm going to say allegedly, in the tub, the bathtub. The photos have come out, they're very gruesome. And during the time that all of this happened, it was a long time ago now, of course, but when it happened, I was extremely curious about this situation. I wanted to know the people around him, um, what he was consuming in terms of substances. He talked about cyber stalking a lot, a lot. And I think this has to do with it being real and also at the same time, him not knowing who he could trust. That was one of his most, that was the biggest problem I would say he had during his time in the music industry. Not the fights, not the money issues, as much as he did talk about them, but it was that he felt like he couldn't trust anybody. And I want to say this, during this remote viewing session, I was shown that there was one person around this time of Aaron Carter's passing that he was hanging out with, and he was around a lot. And he started to trust this person. This person, in my opinion, in his own mind, did what he had to do to get Aaron's approval. Now, for this person, it was just about climbing the ranks at the time and trying to get what he could get from Aaron Carter. Much like how Aaron Carter's life evolved into. It started that way, where allegedly the parents were, I'll call it, skimming a lot of money off the top. And that consistently stayed throughout his life. But once the whole cyber stalking thing started, it drove him into a state of panic, of course, paranoia, and substance abuse that had already been going and ongoing for most of his life. Imagine imagine being thrown into stardom when you're not even a teenager yet. I mean, that for anybody in the world, that is, in my opinion, too much to bear, except for specific people. Even a little bit of fame can drive you insane. Now, if you get all of it, but you still got the problems that come with it, like Aaron had, that is going to evolve into a lot of problems throughout the course of your life. And he was trying to get back into music. And this is something that I feel he wants to say. He feel This is crazy because I didn't plan this, but this is off the top. I feel like he wants the world to know that he tried as hard as he could to find his sound. And when he was a child, a lot of his music was written for him, was produced for him. And this is why he got into producing his own beats. and stuff like that, because it gave him a sense of, I don't need them. I don't need that person. I don't need this person. I can do it on my own. And he was starting to figure that out right around the time of his passing. I would say a few years prior, he started to really figure this out, and it was going to start to take off in a way that he really wanted. He didn't want to be a recluse type person. He wanted to be loved by the people as he once was when he was a child. Now, his stardom being so major at such a young age, he longed for that feeling, but he could never capture it again. And I think that's where a lot of the substance abuse comes from, as well as the depression he was experiencing. Now, when it comes to his passing, I believe that, excuse me, I believe that there was Aaron and two other people that were around at the time of his passing. And I believe that they left once they ultimately realized what had happened to Aaron Carter. And instead of alerting somebody, I believe, from what I was shown, they left him there. And unfortunately, that can happen. That can happen when you're in that lifestyle, abusing substances and hanging with the wrong crowd. And the person that I believe physically saw him was the same person that was trying to, I'll call it, profit off of him and do anything he could to get Aaron's grace. And I'm going to leak the name of this person in the next video. I know everybody's going to want to know, Zach, what's the person's name? So I'll definitely be telling you guys that in part 2. But I just wanted to get that out. I thought this was very necessary, especially after the remote viewing session experience that I had on Aaron Carter. And just want to state, this is my opinion, all alleged, and everyone we discuss is innocent until proven guilty. All right, guys, you know how it goes. Without you guys, there'd be no me. I love you guys. It's Zach. Peace.